Hello. My name is Teacher Evelyn, and I work for VIPKID. And I'm making a video I never thought I would make, but it's booking tips for veteran VIPKID teachers. Let's talk. When I started with VIPKID, I thought that I would never consider myself a veteran teacher. But when I was about a year or so with the company, I realized I had to leave the newbie group on Facebook because it didn't apply to me anymore. I always thought of the veteran teachers as the people who knew what they were talking about, which we do, and the people who always got booked, which sometimes that's not always true. Lately, I've been seeing and experiencing a little bit myself a decline in bookings and posts about declining bookings for veteran teachers on Facebook. So I've been doing some things to help my bookings that I haven't done in a long time because I didn't need to. These are things that either I did before to help with bookings back in the day, or things that occurred to me as good ideas that could help with bookings now that I'm a veteran teacher. Then I was thinking about how I have a YouTube channel and I have friends who are veteran teachers, and some of them are seeing those gaps in their schedules and wishing they had a little bit more bookings. So I thought, why don't I share with my friends and fellow veteran teachers some of the ideas that I have? I wrote down 10 different ideas, tips on things you can do to help with your bookings. Some of these I'm guaranteed you've heard of before, but maybe it's something you haven't thought of in a long time, and it might turn on a light bulb in your head, give you an idea to help you feel like you're back in control of your bookings, right? Let's go. Okay, the first one I just did yesterday. I was feeling kind of cute in class. I had some Minnie Mouse ears on. I had a red sweater on that said VIPKID, and I had my makeup all done and everything. And I took a nice picture of myself, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna change my profile picture on Facebook and on Instagram, but also on my VIPKID profile. Why? Sometimes changing your photos in your profile, especially your profile photo, it can help get a new student. Um, it can help the algorithm. It can help bump you up to more visible. So I've heard, I don't know, I'm not an algorithm expert, but it's been proven that if you have a fun and engaging photo, like with some Minnie Mouse ears on or whatever, and it's brightly lit, big smile in the classroom, you may get more bookings than if you just have a professional photo, right? Also, another thing is when I started with VIPKID almost 2 years ago, there was 8,000 teachers. So I was competing with a smaller pool of teachers. That felt like a lot at the time. But now we're competing with 90,000 teachers. And so as the parents are scrolling through those photos, you want to stand out. So our first impression on the app is our photo. Before they even click on our profile, it's that photo. So if you can have a photo where you're holding a puppet or where you're smiling just really bright, you have a brightly lit photo, you look really engaging and fun, they're going to click on that photo and it's going to lead them to your profile. The second thing, this is something that is not on my list of advice for newbies, but it is on my list of advice for you. This is something new that I've been doing. I've talked about it a little bit on my channel, but sending e-cards. This didn't even exist when I started with VIPKID, but we can send e-cards to as many students as we want to. Recently, a teacher on Facebook said, help, I used to get fully booked. I took a few weeks off to have my baby, and now I'm not getting any bookings hardly at all. And I said, You used to have, because she mentioned she used to have regulars and everything. I said, go back to those regulars, send them an e-card, let them know you miss them and you love teaching them and you hope to see them in the classroom again soon. Um, I had another great idea about e-cards the other day. So not only does the cell phone app for VIPKid allow us to see who we have taught whose birthday is coming up. But yeah, yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. Candy Addicted, my friend teacher Candy, she said in the chat box what I'm about to say. But yeah, so not only can you send them on their birthdays, but send them before the frenzy. Sunday afternoon, it occurred to me that before the frenzy, before they open up the time slots for the following week for all the parents to book, send out the e-cards on Sunday afternoon. That way you're fresh in the student's mind as a teacher that cares about them when it's time to book, right? So Sunday afternoon, send out those e-cards. And what I did is to be able to send more e-cards faster, I always choose the free e-cards, and currently there's a new e-card that says "Book me," and it has Dino dressed up as a teacher with glasses and everything, and I chose that one for all of the ones that it wasn't their birthday, and I sent the same message to them. I said, I really love teaching you. I look forward to seeing you in class soon. Hope to see you soon, or whatever. Lots of love, Teacher Evelyn. So I'm letting them know I care about them. Might put like a heart emoji. Use those emojis, they translate well. So, and then I copy and pasted that same message to a ton of students. And listen, it only takes like 10 minutes to send like 40 e-cards, right? So when you copy and paste like that. So I encourage you to do that. I sent the same birthday message to everyone, because the e-card already says, Dear Bao Bao, Dear Apple, Dear, it already says the name of the student, so I don't even have to add their name in. Just send that message. Happy birthday, all these birthday emojis. I hope to see you in class soon. I love teaching you. Lots of love. Teacher Evelyn VU, right? So e-cards, great thing to do. If you've taken a vacation recently, if you've had a baby or surgery recently and you took some time off and you're trying to get back into the swing of bookings, send out some e-cards, right? It doesn't cost anything to send some e-cards, and it doesn't take out a lot of time. Okay. This is another thing that, because bookings haven't been a struggle, I haven't had to do this for a long time. But I was talking to a friend recently, and is it our imagination or is it reality? I think it's reality. When you close and reopen bookings during the time that the parents are awake, so either in the evening or in the morning, just whatever bookings you have that are within 24 hours that are not yet booked, close and reopen them, because somehow that bumps it up in the algorithm or it stands out to the teachers. I heard at one point in the past that maybe our followers get a notification when we open a time slot within 24 hours. I'm not sure if that's true or not. There's a lot of things about how the app works that we're not informed about, but it's been proven, and I've even experienced this week, that when you close and reopen those bookings within 24 hours, sometimes one or two of them book. And lately, I haven't had trials like all summer, and now it's fall. And lately I've been starting to get a few trials, and I don't know if that's affected by the closing and reopening or what, but I definitely appreciate those trials, even though some of them are no-shows. Better to have half pay than no pay, right? The next thing I want to say is become a certification hoarder like me. I currently can't do this because I have plenty of certifications, and I need to raise my Apple score 2 points, 0.02 points in order to get 2 new certifications. But I'm thankful that while I had my Apple score up, which it is up, but not all the way. While I had my Apple score up, I hoarded those certifications. Every time a certification came. I got it. A lot of veteran teachers have specialized in just level 1 or just level 1 and 2 or just levels 5 and 6. But I would encourage you, if you are a veteran teacher and you've for a long, long time specialized in a couple of kinds of classes, but you're hurting for bookings and you want more, consider becoming a certification hoarder like me. Every time a certification becomes available to you, apply for it. Try to get it. Why? Because sometimes when I have a leveled reading course or a phonics course, I think about how if I didn't have that certification, I might not be getting paid for this time slot. It might not have booked. You know what I mean? So every time that a time slot gets booked, yeah, do that. So I'm going to answer my friend Teacher Candy's question in the chat box, and then I'm going to continue. Those were the first 5 tips, and then I'm going to have 5 more. Okay, so my friend Teacher Candy says, do you have any tips for getting regulars to leave feedback? My tips are teach the class to the best of your ability. Write really good feedback to them. You can request feedback. My friend Marianne yesterday, she's a prop queen. She has a lot of props. She's an excellent teacher. She somehow, without ever asking for feedback, she has 50% feedback rate. I have like somewhere between 29 and 30% 5 Apple feedback rating. So she's more of the expert at it than me, but all she does is she's the best teacher she can be. And she never asks for feedback. So for a long, long time, I asked for feedback. It didn't seem to make a difference when I did ask or when I didn't ask. So I stopped asking for a long, long time. Now, recently, I sometimes ask for feedback, and it really doesn't seem to encourage them to leave feedback because the people I've asked haven't left feedback. So what I say at the end of my parent feedback is I say, please consider leaving 5 apples with your parent feedback. Thank you very much. Respectfully, Teacher Evelyn. And it doesn't seem to affect whether or not they leave feedback. The parents that normally leave feedback do, and the parents that normally don't. So, but I think maybe e-cards help with that. I don't know. Okay. Number 6 is controversial, and it depends on you and what you are willing to do and what you want to do. If you are desperate for money, if you are desperate for bookings, consider widening your schedule. Consider, if you really need the money, consider waking up earlier. Consider teaching more Friday and Saturday night classes. Consider if for your personal circumstances, if that's a possibility, for your own mental health, for your own rest, for your body and everything, that may not be an option. You may already be getting up too early, but consider whether or not getting up a half hour earlier is going to be worth it in the long run for you. It depends on your financial situation, your mental state, everything. But for me, I'm getting up a little earlier if my 5:30 a.m. books. And when we fall back on the clocks, I'm going to be teaching classes at 5 a.m., but unless I get real desperate, I'm not going to teach 4:30 a.m. We will see. I teach 5 classes on Friday and Saturday nights. And when we fall back on our clocks, I'm probably going to teach 6 to help make up for time lost in the mornings, right? So see within your schedule whether or not you feel comfortable widening your schedule in order to get more bookings if you're really in need of those bookings. Okay? But do not feel pressure from me. If it's not the right choice for you, it's not the right choice. So it's just depending on the circumstances, right? Okay. Number 7, new rewards. If you're a veteran teacher, maybe you've been using the same tried and true same rewards over and over and over again. And your students liked it the first 50,000 times, but maybe it's getting a little old. Disney princesses, super popular with the young girls. Money, super popular with the older boys. Butterflies is a fun one for older girls. Pokemon is a fun one for anyone who is a fan of Pokemon. I do colored dinos for practicing colors with some of the younger boy students usually. But also, it's been a while since I've gotten some new rewards. So I'm thinking I might do some My Little Pony rewards, maybe some Hello Kitty rewards, maybe some dinosaurs or zoo animals, something. So maybe some fresh rewards could be something that could help your regulars keep booking with you, keeping it fresh, keeping it new. Just an idea. Number 8. In order to have good bookings as a veteran teacher, you want to keep your regulars. Or, well, I look at it like this. Every single class that you teach is an opportunity to multiply your bookings. If you teach that class to the best of your ability with high energy, enthusiasm, and everything, then that can multiply into 100 more classes with that student in the future, right? Or 20 more classes or 5 more classes. That can multiply into that mom being so impressed with your teaching that she goes and tells her friends to choose you and book with you. So every class you teach, look at it as an opportunity to multiply bookings. So my tip on this, number 8, is get more sleep and maybe consider drinking caffeine. I don't drink caffeine, so that one doesn't apply to me. Also, I'm expecting you're not supposed to drink very much caffeine when you're expecting. I don't drink coffee or anything, but whatever it takes for you. Different people are different, right? Some people need their morning cup of joe, right? Need their coffee. Some people maybe need a shower before teaching to help wake them up. Maybe just washing your face. Maybe just eating a banana before class. Whatever it is that's going to help you look awake and not look like you just rolled out of bed, even though you did. Whether it be an afternoon nap. For me, that's my afternoon nap. Today I happened to get a shower before classes, but that's just because my 5:30 didn't book. And I woke up to a leg cramp with pregnancy. That happens sometimes. So yeah. So this tip is, teach every class to the best of your ability. And that means being awake for class. I have received negative feedback before because of yawning too much in class. I have a video about how to hide your yawns. Puppets and props are very helpful with that. So yeah, there's that tip. Take care of yourself. Number 9, compliment your student. I know it's common to say good job throughout the class, but good job, good job, good job, good job, good job. Think of more than one way to compliment your student. What I do is I have, very good. My friend teacher Candy said I use gold trophies from the dollar store and have blown bubbles as rewards. Very good. I've seen some teachers really like bubbles. I tried using bubbles in the classroom one time and it made me really nervous for my computer. I was afraid of getting my computer wet because it's new and I don't want to mess it up. So different teachers have different style and different things they like to do, right? But I definitely use the gold trophies. Some teachers don't even give a secondary reward, but I am the opposite. I try to find at least 1 point in class, 1 to 3 times in class, when my student does something exceptionally well. And I tell them, wow, you are so smart. You get a gold trophy. I do this with the younger ones if they sing the ABCs independently. With the older ones, if they read a whole paragraph with no errors. Something impressive that really is impressive and stands out to you. So this one's, my stars are timed. My rewards are, every other slide or whatever. But the gold trophy, it's for when they have exceptional performance. And so I tell my students, I don't just say, good job, good job, good job. I say, oh, you get a star, you get a princess. great reading. Great job. Oh my goodness, you are so smart, or I say, excellent, very good, So don't just say good job because it gets repetitive. But also in your feedback to the student, I say, I am so happy to teach Anna today. She is so sweet and smart. But, if Anna's my regular, I'm not going to say the same compliment every time. And I copy and paste that into teacher to teacher, the compliment part, so that I can see, what did I say last time? I said she was motivated and responsive. So I want to say she's studious and confident this time. So I want to say different compliments. So letting them know that they are individually important to you and that you personally care about that individual student. Also in the e-cards, I say similar things. I really enjoy teaching your student. When they give me 5 apples, I respond to their 5 apple feedback with so many compliments. I tell them they're so smart. I love teaching them so much. I can't wait to teach them again because they know how to leave 5 apples. So please book me again. And I just I go all out. When they give me 5 apples, I leave a lot of compliments because let them know that you care about them. Don't keep that secret to yourself. And number 10, my last thing is prayer. Maybe it's not last in priority. It's just the last one that got written down. Last night, I just had 3 classes booked for this morning. And I asked my husband to pray, and I prayed as well for bookings. And it may seem silly. It may seem like not a big deal. But this morning I woke up and I only had 3 bookings. So I taught those 3 classes. And when I finished the 3rd class, I had a 4th class booked. It's my goal to teach 4 to 6 classes every morning. So the fact that God answered that prayer request really meant a lot to me. It touched my heart in a special way that I didn't expect. And I just wanted to say that it was short notice, so I got an extra $2. It was a trial no-show, so it was half pay. So I got an extra $6.25 that I wouldn't have gotten had that time slot not booked. And, it's just a reminder that God does care. He does listen to our prayers, and feel free to pray for bookings, because sometimes God answers that need, So that's my tips and my advice for veteran teachers. I have different videos. That's advice for newbies and advice for all teachers for bookings and stuff. But I thought I would make one specifically for those of you who have been with the company 1, 2, 3, 4 years and still struggling with bookings. And it's not even a holiday right now, right? Because there's 90,000 teachers. So we have a pool of competition. Right? There are 700,000 students. So somebody said that proportionately, the percentage of students to teachers has stayed the same all this time. I would say not exactly. It's fluctuated, but yeah, okay. Point taken. But still, we need to do our best to be the best teachers we can. Send those e-cards, remind your students that you do care about them, compliment them, let them know that you love them, and pray. There's power in prayer. God cares about you. Teacher Candy said there's so much power in prayer. I like 10 the best. Yeah. If I'm being totally honest, my faith has struggled the last couple of years in losing my last 2 pregnancies. And now, I'm pregnant and get worried, what if I lose another one? And lately, 2 different places, completely different places, I heard, wait on the Lord and be still and know that He's God, and just remembering that God's got this. Just sometimes we try to take everything into our own control, but we don't have control over our bookings. Every single one of your bookings is a blessing from God. Also, if you look at those things with thankfulness and say, wow, some teachers have no bookings this week, and I have 3 this morning. I would like to teach 6, but I'm thankful for the 3 I have. And thank God for those 3 bookings because they're a gift from God. Also, this job is a gift from God. China could easily change their laws and take this job away, but somehow, for almost 2 years, I've been able to work for this company. Recently, I added up that I've made a lot of money with this company over the last 22 months, and it's been just a huge financial blessing for our family and continues to be. So just remember looking at things with gratitude, not always negativity. I know Facebook's filled with negativity, but be that person that can encourage someone else with maybe a good piece of advice, or maybe sharing this video can be an encouragement to someone. Um, since we're talking about prayer, let's finish in prayer. Dear Lord, I just pray a blessing over any teacher that watches this, and I pray that you would help them with their bookings. Thank you so much for this job. And I just pray that everyone watching this would have a blessed day. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.